Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. And boy, are we unboxing some sharp and shiny today. Now, full disclosure, I did record this unboxing ahead of time, but I was so excited for it to come in the mail that I just had to go ahead and record the unboxing and then check it out because I wanted to experience it for a couple days before I gave my thoughts on it. I was just so excited. I didn't want to have one of those moments where I didn't know what to say because I was internalizing everything. And now the time has come for us to talk about this one. Shout out to Kansept for reaching out and sending me this Kansept Korvid M+. Now, you might be thinking, the Korvid's not a brand new model. What are you talking about? And it's not that the Korvid itself is a new design, because it's been out before. The Kansept Korvid is a Koch Tools design. In fact, I have already reviewed the tiny one, the Kansept Mini Korvid. I couldn't help but think to myself when I was reviewing the Mini Korvid, I just wonder what it would be like if they got the size right. And they must have read my mind, because here it is in a size that is bigger, but it's not the XL. This is about a ½ inch shorter than the XL version. And if you want one with G10, they have one in G10. If you want one without the Damascus blade, they have one without the Damascus blade. I think that this could potentially be the Goldilocks of Kansept Korvids. And I'm going to go into why. To start us off, let's get some specs out of the way, since I know you guys are dying to hear some specifications. Overall, you're looking at a length of about 7.8 inches with a 3-inch blade. The blade is made out of Damascus. What is in the Damascus? I have no idea. I'm not sure anyone does. That's proprietary information. But what I can tell you is that I have never heard anyone complain about Kansept's Damascus or how it performs. We're looking at a black stonewash titanium handle scale, which feels good in the hands, but it does add some weight. How much weight? Well, this model is going to be coming in at, wait for it, 8.3 ounces. Is that a lot? Well, I mean, that kind of depends. If you like big overbuilt knives, no, it's not too much. If you like small, dainty benchmade bug outs, it might be a little heavy in your pocket. For me, I actually tend to like knives that have some heft to them, and I don't mind a heavier knife. But you know, by the regular standards that we see in the community today, 8 ounces is considered heavy. With that being said, it didn't bother me when I carried it or when I put it in my pockets. It didn't pull my pants down, okay? But it did blow my socks off, because typically I like knives that have a pokey end. I like to be able to pierce into things. And so that did throw me off at first. But something that I started to realize was this is a great knife for slicing scenarios. Check this out. This blade spine, it is the same thickness as the blade spine on the Kansept Mini Korvid. But because the blade is so wide, it's actually going to give you very, very good slicing geometry, similar to what you would see out of a kitchen knife. And you might be saying, well, of course, it's a cleaver style blade, and, you know, cleavers are meant for the kitchen and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? When I did my research on the Mini Korvid, yes, while they do classify this technically as a cleaver, it was designed after an axe head, which is crazy. I absolutely love the geometry that they've got going on here. Slab style handle scale construction. It does sport barrel spacers instead of a back spacer. The liners are milled out steel, and the pocket clip is steel. Lefties, I'm sorry, but this pocket clip, at least on the one that I have here, is not reversible. So lefties everywhere, probably a little disappointed. It is considered a liner lock, and let's go ahead and check out that lockup here real quick. I'm going to say that lockup on there is about 30%. And does it achieve? Yes, it does. There is no blade play. There's no lock rock. That is solid. That's really solid. The action is running on ceramic bearings. You will notice a bit of a break-in period whenever you have bearings running on a Damascus blade, because it really does have to, the bearings and the detent have to wear a path through that Damascus. So brand new out of the box, there is a little bit of a break-in period, but it does not take long to get really good action. And I'm actually kind of relieved, because this is not the blade I want falling on the wrong part of my finger, because it would literally become a guillotine. Think about that real quick. The imagery is not lost on me. Now, aside from using the fuller to deploy, you also have a double-sided thumb stud, and you also have a very competent flipper. Now, the flipper lacks some jimping. That's an improvement that I would like to see. Does it affect anything? No. I would always like to have extra purchase on the flipper tabs, just like I like to have jimping on the spine of the blade, and this one does not lack jimping. That is some sawtooth jimping, and you have to be careful with sawtooth jimping, because it's really easy for it to become harsh and unwieldy, but in this case it's not. It actually feels fine. Everything is very well manufactured. Kansept is doing a great job of manufacturing knives, and oh yeah, because of this deep finger cutout, this big finger choil right here, it keeps the edge termination away from the plunge grind, so when you do go to sharpen it, you don't have to worry about creating a smile. Also, it has this dip in the spine of the blade that allows you to get a true saber style grip. Lots of control here. I think that this would be perfect for skinning or gutting animals, for food prep, for chopping into things. I'm getting all kinds of ideas. All kinds. The hardware is T8 all around everywhere except for the pocket clip screws. Why they decided to just say screw it and go with T6 pocket clip screws, I don't know. I have no idea why they decided that, but I for one would have preferred not only T8 pocket clip screws, but also flathead screws. Now this does have plenty of clearance. I didn't have issues getting it in and out of the pocket, and despite its profile, which is, let's be honest, pretty wide, it didn't necessarily feel like a brick in the pocket. It didn't. Let's go ahead and compare it against a Spyderco Paramilitary 2 so you can see what I mean. So here it is up against a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And while it is definitely wider in the pocket than a Paramilitary 2, it is not necessarily so much so. Like, we've got about a 1/2 inch of clearance right there, but it's not bad. Blade length in comparison is a little shorter than a Paramilitary 2. And handle scale thickness is actually a little bit slimmer, believe it or not. This knife is not huge, but it feels big in the hand. It doesn't feel too big. It doesn't feel too small. I get plenty of space, especially in a choked up grip. Even without a choked up grip, I still get a full 4 fingers. That's phenomenal. Coke Tools did an amazing job on this design, and it goes to show because every single size they've ever made of this knife has been popular. And I really, really enjoy the action. That fuller is money 100%. So do I think that this is going to appeal to everybody? Absolutely not. Do I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people? Yes. And if it appeals to you and you're wondering what this costs, this version with the titanium handle scales and the Damascus blade is going to run you about $149. One of the things that I would have liked to have seen is titanium handle scales with an S35VN blade, and you can technically get that if you go up to the Damascus version, which has S35VN and Damascus, but that one's going to be a lot more expensive. As it stands, I'm impressed. I think that it's a great knife, and I really, really am excited to see what happens when I lay back this edge and make it super slicey. Oh, the blade geometry is perfect for a slicer, and I think it's going to be pretty wonderful. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you going to pick one up? If not, why not? Let's have a discussion. And if you want to watch more awesome knife content, go ahead and click on one of the videos that pops up next.